Howdy, howdy, y'all. Welcome to episode 10 of the Kilima Post, a paleo podcast, with your host, Kafir Scene.
And Shinori Yoru. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about all the things animal husbandry and talk about what we want out of the new skill coming soon to paleo.
So, can you believe it? We're up to episode 10.
Oh my god. I didn't think about that, but yeah, it's been quite a journey. And for those who have been listening for this long and been listening to every episode, we deeply appreciate it, honestly.
Right. I know I've had a lot of fun with it so far, and I know it's only episode 10, and we definitely got a lot more to go, but I just wanted to be like, yay, we made it to 10 episodes.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll keep on going, and as long as the game keeps going, we'll keep on going and making these podcasts.
Exactly. So, how was your week in paleo this week?
My week in paleo has been pretty good, I would say. I'll just hang out with the community and also just building another game map that I'm thinking of. Just seeing if it would work with paleo and see if I can make it a thing. But it's basically where it's like 1 in 100. So if you pick a number from 1 to 100, you either are safe or you get basically like out, kind of like Russian roulette in a way. So but I will place like 30, let's say, detonators or 30 like oofs. If you choose one of those 30 like out of 100, then basically you're out of the game. So I'm not sure how to make it fun, but I think that's a good idea for how the game is going to be. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, as long as people are enjoying it,
Yeah,
and you're having a good community event with your people,
of course, of
so.
course. But like with all my games, I have to make it at least the whole server like be able to participate. So
Hmm.
if you want to play someday, I would definitely be willing to share with you guys. But in the meantime, it's still like something that's brand new and something that I want to work on. Especially with I love new games and I want to see if I can create the rules in order to like make everyone happy on how to make it more fun or what to remove and all that as well. I think it's a good idea. I don't think anyone has done that before, so we'll see how it goes.
Right.
What about you though, K Fierce? What have you been up to this week?
Well, it was the Maji Market this week, so I
Of
spent
course.
quite a bit of time at the Maji Market, of course, doing a lot of fishing during the day and doing market stuff at night,
Right, right.
and did my weekly flow chop party. Literally, I went to go charge up some of the trees this week to give a little bit of bonus experience, and right before the party started, my Switch crashed, and I was just like, no, it was like 3 hours of work gone, and so everybody just got
Oh
regular experience
no.
this week. But I mean, we don't go for the experience anyways. You go for the amount of flow wood to get money or crafting experience. It's just getting a little bit of extra bonus experience. It's
Of
just kind
course,
of
of
like
course.
an icing on top. It's kind
No,
of I
definitely.
wanted to give a little more to the people who come all the time.
No,
So
definitely 100%. And especially you're also having a lot of people come in, also get Flowwood, and also get have a community to be able to chop all the trees that you planted in your plot. It is a lot of work though, I will have to admit, because I've tried doing it. It's not a fun experience for me, but it could be fun for someone else. But that's my overall experience over it.
right. And then I know that I'm going to be doing a bean burger party for Labor Day weekend. So I figure we're going to grill
Ooh.
some burgers for Labor Day weekend. So to give everybody some more focus food for the week. So,
And I like how they're making everything like vegetarian or vegan type of options rather than like always focusing on meat. But as a meat eater, I would say where's an actual Cernic burger is what I'm asking for. But it's all good.
right. I definitely am hoping that we definitely get some new, more exciting recipes.
Right, right.
But I know it with every, I mean, we got so many new cool recipes with the Elderwoods release. So I assume every
Hmm.
zone we're gonna get cool recipes. So I'm excited to try them all. I know a lot of people like to do vegetarian chili. Probably gonna be doing that one soon. That one's a good focus food for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I always love doing these focus food. Back in the day, we would just use like chili oil dumpling. Now you just don't ever hear about it anymore. Or rice cake stir fry. I've done a lot of that, but that does take a bit longer. But it is another way to get great focus food back in the day. I'm not sure what's the new. Like, there's always something I focus food that always replaces another, and I don't really. I don't think like one's more powerful than the other, to be honest with you. But I could be wrong about that.
I think a lot of that just depends on how big of a party you're
Sure.
doing and and if you want to give everybody a role or not. Because I know as far as like over prep goes, like over prep can be kind of weird with cooking and sometimes you'll have people on over prep and if they're just like half a second too late, they'll miss out on being able to over
Right,
prep.
right.
So I definitely like doing bigger recipes with more roles to give everybody a secure chance. And it lets everybody feel like they're contributing rather than just being an extra, you
Right, right,
know?
right, right. No, that feels right, yeah.
So I know as far as like my main three focus foods that I do is burgers, cakes, and vegetarian chili. Those are like I mean because
Yeah.
those are they have enough role because like Mujin Bahari is technically like the best focus food, but they
Yeah,
all
yeah.
fill up your focus
Yeah.
bar. And Mujin Bahari is just a lot more complicated, so that one I don't really
I
count
mean,
because I feel
slightly.
well I only say complicated because it's got a long list of like you got
Ingredients,
to
right.
basically do all the chopping at one
Right,
time,
right.
and that list can be really long, especially those who are not on
Right,
PC.
right.
Because I don't know how
It's
PC
gonna
is
be
scrolling
heck.
down those
Yeah,
lists,
it's
but
gonna be a long, long list.
one of my first parties I ever went to was a Mujin Bahari party, and I was the person who did the peppers. And
Boring.
anybody who knows the Mujin Bahari recipe, the peppers is at the bottom of the list. And when you scroll down on the switch, if somebody clicks an item while you're scrolling down, it'll take you to the back up to the top of the
Right.
list. And then you got to go. So it's literally like a fight to go down the
It is. It
list.
is. 1%.
So it's definitely one of those where I'm like, I definitely don't like doing that one because I have a lot, because due to the
Yeah,
fact that
yeah.
I am a console creator, I have a lot of people who play consoles in my stream. So I just try to make an easier time for them. So,
I definitely understand that, especially with if you're on console or on Switch. The cake party menu is still messed up apparently on their thing. Because like just getting like doing a batter apparently for a Switch or console player is a huge no no. So I'm usually always waiting for them to actually to do their batter roll, but unfortunately with how things are on their system, they can't normally proceed that and actually do it because of apparently it just either drags it down or it either drags it up. I'm not sure from their end, but so they said there's like, oh, it's getting dragged down. And I'm like, you mean dragged up, right? No, dragged down. I'm like, that's opposite than I'm usually expecting. But okay.
right.
So I don't know. Like it's I don't know. From your experience, does it drag up or down? I have no
Well,
idea.
as I
But
said, the only big issue I
yeah.
have is when you're scrolling down, like for instance, if you're
Mm,
on batter and you're
all
scrolling
right.
down and somebody clicks Sweet Leaf, you're going to teleport to the
Right.
back up to the top of the list, and then you got to go back down. And so I'm always like, if you're
Oh,
on
okay, okay.
console, and sometimes it messes up to where because you know how the right side it'll actually say the roll, and then the left side you'll have the scroll screen. So I always tell people if you're on console to watch the right side of the screen because sometimes the left side of the screen will teleport back to the
Mm,
top of the list, but the right side will
mm,
still have you on your correct list, and the right side is what you're actually on. So as long
right.
as your right side picture is on your right roll, you can press A and continue going.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
So
Okay, okay.
that's definitely that.
No, that's totally fair, and it's gonna be much much harder if you're doing much Mari because
Exactly.
it's not just like, oh, here's the floor. No, you're going down a whole list.
Especially if you're down
Yeah.
on those spicy peppers, because they are literally at the bottom
Uh
of the list. So, I always hear people like, "Ooh, I accidentally made this. Ooh, I accidentally made that." And I'm like,
yeah,
"It's
yeah,
okay. It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
If your role gets taken, make sure to do a quick over prep just to ensure you get it. And we
Yeah,
try to
yeah, yeah.
coordinate it the best we can.
Of course, and we want to be make it suitable for everyone, not just like oh, it's only for PC players. No, we include everyone, right? But it does get to the point where people are messing up a lot, but we don't really mind that because we are welcoming to everyone. So if you would love to join cooking parties, I would be more than happy to have you, right? So
Exactly.
we want to accommodate everyone.
I know we both have cooking parties every week on different days for people, so I'm sure you can find yourself a party. And plus, the Palea Party website is such a great website if you're wanting to get into doing a lot of group events like cooking parties and flow chop parties
Yeah,
and bug catching
right.
parties. They do them all. I even
Yeah, yeah,
yesterday
yeah.
had a little fishing party, so I'd posted it up on the website, had a couple people come in, was able to catch their maws. And they're like, okay, I caught my maws. I'm done fishing with y'all. Thanks. And I'm like, no problem. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us for a little bit. Glad you caught your fish.
Right. But also, I think the main problem I have with Paleo Party is that, after like I'd say like 5 or 6 people post their things, your thing won't be able to be won't be seen until like probably like 1 hour before the event starts. So if you're planning like a huge event and no one's signing up in like the first day or so, and then at the very last minute they'll be like showing up, it kind of stinks that way with that. I'm hoping they would fix that, but unfortunately, I don't even know how to get a hold of the person that created a Paleo Party. Or so if they could fix that, that'd be great to make it better.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I definitely want you to be able to see, you be able to like keep pressing that down button and it'll bring out more
Mm,
and more and more parties. Cause I mean, they have them in time day,
yeah,
but yeah, no,
yeah,
absolutely. Because I like to pre schedule my events. I'm not one of
right,
those
right.
who's like, let me go pop into a 50 cake party right now, you
And
know?
ask like, do you have any room?
Let me plan like a day in advance or something. But a lot of times, unless you're like on the Discord, like I post my
Yeah,
cooking
on the
parties on
Discord. Yeah,
Discord. I'll let
right.
everybody, so everybody on my
Mm,
Discord can go ahead and sign up. But then I don't get pugs to sign up till last moment.
yeah, yeah, one hundred
So
percent.
I definitely want that to change. And I would love to be able to be like, if I post a flow chop party or a fishing party, allowing people to
Mm.
sign up. Because you can't even sign up for it. You just kind of post saying, hey, I'm doing this. And then you just kind of sign up. There's no like sign up sheets for it.
And I'm like, did you post this like a day in advance? Like, yeah, I did. How come I only see it now? Like, oh, well, that's Paleo Party for you. So,
Well, I mean, and with the way it's looking like, it looks like the newest skill coming to Paleo won't even have to worry about being
mm.
on Paleo Party because, it's not like you can do a group party thing with
I'm
animal
not even
husbandry.
sure about that. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I always kept saying I would love the idea of doing like a garden party where you like go
Yeah.
to everybody's, like you go to different people's plots and you help water their garden and you'll get
Right,
like an
right, right.
extra
Yeah.
gardening point or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that would
yeah,
be
yeah.
kind of cute.
Alien is a cozy game, and it has done a lot of things that most cozy games can't, which is the multiplayer aspect of it. Like you'll see, like oh, you can fit like 2 or 3 people in like this one game and be in the same server. But no, Paleo has done the unthinkable and done like more than about more than 25 before, but now it's 30 now. To be able to get all these people into one map area. So in that, keep that in mind. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing it solo for soul skill, or is there going to be some community aspect where people are able to get the skill as well while doing
Right.
husbandry.
Yeah,
Right.
because I know a couple episodes ago when we were talking about all the skills and
Mm.
we were talking about the idea of like future skills. I had brought up
Mm.
the idea of the animal husbandry being a skill, and you were like, "Is it going to be a skill? I don't know if it's going to be a skill."
I mean, I wasn't really thinking about alchemy being. I thought about alchemy, but I'm not sure that's became a thing or not.
And
So
then, like, literally, I think it was like what last week or something. Singularity 6 had posted like a screenshot in their Discord. And if you looked
yeah,
in the top corner, there was a symbol that looked like an Ormu head. It was so funny because one of the people on when we were sharing that picture on my Discord, one of the people in my groups
Yeah.
was like, "Is that a Viking helmet? Are we getting a combat skill?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's." I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's an Ormu head, and that's for animal husbandry."
Hey, you got to keep the imagination alive, right? It's like, ooh, Viking.
Exactly. Like, ooh, a Viking helmet because it had like the horns coming out on each side. So I
Yeah, let's see
mean,
how much continents you can conquer. Let's see. Let's go level up right there.
but since Singularity 6 did release that picture, it is for sure coming as a brand new skill in Palea, which I'm excited. This is the first time we're having, as far as I know, a new skill released after the game has been going. Because since I started playing, we haven't had a new skill. So I don't know if
Right,
any
right,
skills
right.
was added after you started playing, but
No, there has been not been. I've been waiting for a skill to happen, but I think they wanted to get their 8 skills base for the meantime, and then hopefully add it for the future. But there's a lot to be explored in Palea, and also a lot of things that they're still creating to make the games a bit more like exciting, a bit more welcoming for newer players that have never played the game before. And Animal Husbandry has been demanding from a lot of players just because I want to see farm animals. I want to be creating my own thing, but I'm not even sure how they're going to be doing it because I thought they haven't released the chicken yet, but like they just released it as I think it was either like earlier this year or it was either I don't think it was last year when they ever talk about it. But we saw some chickens in the trailer, and that's where we saw it's a pecky, that's what it's called. And I'm like, wait, what? when did we get this one? So it was a nice introduction on what they're trying to do. So I do see it. I do see where they're going with it, but there's a lot to be explored on what's going to happen with that.
right. I'm just excited to level up another skill from level 1 again. Like, it's kind of exciting. It's like, even on my character who's got some super high skills, I'm like,
Yep.
yep, time to start all over at level 1.
Oh yeah, the trophies as well. Let's see who can get the whole 50 the fastest. Uh,
Oh my god. Speed run to level
uh.
50. It's a new speed running category for
I mean,
Balia.
if only they could introduce like new trophies for like 100, 500, or even 1,000. That'd be great. I don't know, but
Right. Well, and I feel like it's gonna work a lot like the like gardening, where it's something you'll do solo, and you'll probably end up only being able to do it like once an in-game
mm-mm.
Kalian day, so like once an hour.
I
You'll
mean,
be
I do like the idea of solo, but at the same time, you kind of want to make it community based as well, right? So, I mean, we could see where they're gonna go with that, but I'm hoping they would do more than just solo, right?
well, I mean, I feel like the only one that is technically solo at this point is gardening. Everything else you can kind of do in
I
groups if
mean,
you want.
fishing as well, if you really think about it.
That's true, but you always want
Yeah.
to fish next to other people anyways to get that fishing
I
buff,
mean, yeah, you get the
so.
buff, but other than that, you're mainly doing it by yourself, or like,
No, that
yeah,
is true. You make
yeah,
an excellent point. Just like other people can come help you water your garden if you
right,
want.
right, right,
So,
right.
But yeah, I don't really know how other people would be able to help each other within the skill mate because, like, I figure, based on playing Stardew Valley,
Right.
it's like when you get your animals, you wake up, your character for the day, you got to make sure you go feed your animals, you collect your milk, and you collect your eggs and
Right,
whatnot,
right, right.
and then you talk to the animals to bring up the friendship, and then that's it, till the next day. So
I
I
wonder if
figure
we will
it's
have a friendship system with the
I
animals.
believe they did mention within, because when they had the trailer, when they did like their roadmap trailer and they were talking
Mm.
about I believe they mentioned leveling up the friendship with your animals. So I feel like there will be some sort of like, in Stardew Valley, they do have a friendship level. And I do know that within like the Palia roadmap video they did, I want to say they mentioned something about leveling up friendships. Now, I could be wrong. I probably should have rewatched that video
Mm.
before we jumped into this, but it is
All
what
good,
it
all
is.
good.
But I do want to say, I want to say they mentioned something about leveling up the friendship. So I assume you'll be able to have a little friendship with your Ormu and your Peckies, because they did mention those
Hmm.
two animals at first, the Ormu
Right,
and the Peckies.
right.
So, and I do know that they mentioned about breeding the Peckies to get different colored Peckies and, maybe a spotted or striped Peckies and stuff like that. Get some wild design colors and patterns. So,
I mean, I think it's all a gold pecky, which is that you combine. I'm not sure we're combining them in a way. Like you get different tiers of peckies that you just combine. Like, oh, you get a gold one at the very end. I'm like, what?
yeah, like I don't know how the breed, because I assume it's going to be from like breeding the animals. So I don't know how breeding Peckies are going to go. I mean, I'm
Mm,
definitely interested in the idea of having eggs because I believe we're most likely going to be getting daily eggs from them. You'll be able to go
right.
in and collect eggs. So maybe this means we'll start to get starred eggs and starred milk.
Mm-mm, yeah.
Because, when you buy eggs and milk from Zeki, they're just regular.
Right.
And I'd love the idea of having a cake party where you got to bring in starred eggs and milk.
No, 100%, 100%.
So I definitely think we're going to be getting, and I think that's going to be related to your friendship of the animal. The more friendship you have, the higher quality. It's like kind of like in Stardew Valley, where once
Right.
you're friendly enough with your chickens, they're going to give you higher quality eggs.
I mean, I would love that with a start. Um. Oh yeah. Well, I think one thing they could do with a community based with husbandry. Like, have you seen it back in the day where people would help each other how to make bread? Maybe there's something about that. Maybe they actually looked into that and being like, oh, what if we made a community based where we can make like a bread or like a dough, and then like then the players could use that like for another cooking party if that's the case, just to level up for husbandry on that.
Well, I mean, I know, like, for instance, like when you're making like a lot of bread products and cooking
Mm,
already, you kind
yeah,
of take the wheat and you're doing the wheat there
that's
anyways.
true. That
As
is
I
true.
said,
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's probably just going to be a more solo event. Maybe you obviously will have to like feed your farm
Mm-mm.
animals.
Yep.
So I would love for us to be able to maybe grow grain in our garden or something to be able to turn into animal feed,
Oh, that'd be nice. I
or
guess.
like some
Yeah, that'd
sort
be
of
nice.
like grass you can grow to turn into
Right.
hay.
Right.
I think that would be really cool. I'm and maybe like your friends come over and while you're watering your garden, they might go pull out hay to go feed your Ormu and your
Right. Right.
Peckies,
Right.
maybe it'll be something like that where you don't exactly like do like a group thing, but if you're over at somebody's spot, you can help them water their garden and then feed their animals and such.
No, 100%. And I would love that if I haven't really seen that much people coming over because it's either they're too busy or I think they're just not coming to plots that often. But I would love to see the idea where people are more likely to come over to your plot and help you with your farm animals, or like if you have something in construction, they will help you like provide the materials like, to complete it, or like water your garden as well. So I would love
Right.
all that if they could be more. Yeah, you can come to the spot and do this and this and this. Like it reminds you back in the day where we were all playing Animal, like what was it called? I think it wasn't Animal Farm. It was Farmville. There you go, Farmville, where you would just
Yeah.
water back in Facebook days, just like and like, oh, I need this. Can you get this? Can you request this and all that? Which is a nice start. Like if you really think about it. But if they were to implement it to a game without actually having to like pay or like to get energy and all that, that'd be great.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I will say this early on. If I don't have the ability to like, I think it would be a great like reward you can buy because like thinking about it, they're all if we're getting a new skill, we're going to be getting a guild store. So if we're
Yes,
going to
of
be
course.
getting a guild store for animal husbandry, I would love the idea to buy Ormu accessories with the guild store. Like, let me buy like a big pink
Right.
bow to put on my Ormu, Or let me get a
So
nice, like, big blue collar around their neck or something, I would love the idea to be able to decorate my Ormu.
so we're pimping our Ormo, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes. You know what?
Hmm.
She needs some accessories. We are accessorizing my Ormu.
I'm just worried about that because they may be like adding in like clothing materials for our Ormos in the premium store, which is what kind of worries me because like like we have to like spend money in order to like get these Ormos like more magical or more like well designed compared to like other
Well,
Ormos.
I don't feel like I don't. I feel like if anything, we might. I mean, I know they already said you were gonna. Everybody's gonna be able to get all the different Pecky designs. So I
Right.
think if they're gonna bring in like other Ormu designs, it's not gonna be a paid feature. I don't really know. I don't think there's a
Who
way
knows?
unless like the accessories to decorate your animals was put behind a paywall. I don't know of another way to make it to where you would end up paying for anything on the animal husbandry world.
Right.
None of the skills technically have like a specific
They don't
paid for.
no, which
So,
is a great thing, right? And we've been loving it
hmm
ever since. But if they do, it'll be like, oh, it might ruin the game for me. To be honest with you,
but
I'm
yeah,
not willing to do it.
as I said, I know they definitely want to keep it very free to play, very
Yes,
accessible to people, but
yes,
at the same time, they do have to make money.
yeah, they do.
So, as I said, I don't think like anything animal husbandry related will be behind a paywall. At least I hope not. But yeah,
I'm
I was
hoping
just
not.
saying,
Yeah,
I want the ability to decorate my Ormu,
yeah.
because I know they talked about having your Ormu like the best in show at the county fair. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get like a type of fair coming that we'll be able to present our Ormus in or something, you
That would be
know?
nice, just to show off like how your Ormu is and like. Do you remember back in the day where how you play like Generation 3 Pokemon? Uh
Yes,
so they had like this little contest where
I love
I'm not sure if
Pokemon
you did this,
contest.
but it was like
I
the
did.
Pokemon you did. And I was interested to see like what this is. And they had like all these like IVs to boost up your like your sweetness, your but a bunch of I forgot, but it's basically a bunch of things where you can actually cheat out the competition in that Pokemon. It was like the Pokemon contest or something. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then like it would be if you're competing with other players in that. I think it'll be fun, but it'd be a lot to manage. I would say, but if they could make it fun
Right.
like that, that'd be great. But
Like, I don't know how it'd work, but if they
mm,
gave us some sort of like county fair or something like
yeah,
once or twice a year, like in the spring and the fall or something,
oh,
and
that'd
like
be nice.
different, and then like different people's Ormus would appear in the fair. So like you could go see how other people decorated their Ormus and yours might be
Mm,
there. It might randomly load in a bunch of random people's decorated Ormus or breeds of Peckies. I know those are the only two I've mentioned because those are the only two that they've said so far.
mm,
But I mean, obviously, we're going to get more animals. But yeah, I would definitely think something like a county fair to show that off. I think would be kind of cool. Be like a fun, like
mm.
little event to do and allow people to enjoy,
I think a
the
county
game a
fair
bit
would
more.
be nice because they would also probably like maybe like a bake off or like maybe like a cook off maybe, or they could do like a you know how they always say pumpkin cutting contest where you
Mm-hmm.
have to cut the like or we
Carve the
could either do like
pumpkins.
a pumpkin like showing off like the biggest pumpkin or like cut the pumpkin to like a mini game type of thing. Like
Like, okay, I know it's so funny you bring that up because,
sure.
like, I was planning on bringing it up in a later episode, but one of the things I always wanted in this game was like a gardening event where, like, you got like an extra, like, soil plot, like, at the front of your plot, and you got a special giant pumpkin seed from Badaru, and you have
Ooh.
like, oh, 2 weeks to grow a pumpkin as big as you can, and like you water it and weed it
Mm,
every day you play or whatever, and then it would just be like just kind of like a fun thing where you get to see how big you grow it, and to be something you could bring that into like the county fair or something.
Right.
I don't know.
And possibly a way where you can actually like modify it to make it look like a certain shape or something like that, to make like
Right.
you can make like a funny picture or make a funny like I don't know, like animal, or it could be like a building, or it could be like, I don't know, like something that's really weird. But it could be also very interesting as well. So I would love that, to be honest. One thing I would really like, if they could, is, I'm like, if we're doing like fair wise, I'm not sure if they're gonna be like doing like, you know, those people in the tents where you could be like doing your fortune, or
Uh-huh.
like your tarot cards type of people. If you want to do that as well, it'd be a fun thing. But I'm hoping there would be like, yeah, no, please don't take this too seriously. This is just for fun. Don't take these like the vision to be serious, because it ain't. So I don't know, like.
I mean, going on that aspect, I would
Mm,
love because it would basically kind of be like a daytime Maji market, is the way I would assume a country fair would go.
I mean, it's still going to the night, right? No.
But I would love to have like some sort of like fortune teller there or something. And
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
like you answer, like, because I know like going from World of Warcraft Classic, they had a thing called the Dark Moon Fair.
Right,
And when
right,
you
right.
go to the Dark Moon Fair, there is like a fortune teller, and they would ask you a series of questions. And depending on how you answered the questions, would give your character a buff, whether it be more for your intellect or your agility or your
Right.
stamina in that game. So I think it would be cool if like you went to the fortune teller and they gave you like a 30-minute buff or like an hour buff, like in real life time, and you would be able to get like an increased ability to like maybe get bonus experience from mining or fishing, or maybe you'll get extra
Hmm.
resources when you're hunting or something like that, depending on how you
Right.
answered the question, would give you a buff that would buff maybe one of your skills or something.
I'm just curious to see like how that would work though. But I could definitely see like if they give us like 25% more of a buff, considering
Hmm.
like you only get buffs if you are only partied up with people or with your friends. So like, I guess without the buff, you could do it like more solo that way for solo players. I think it'll be great. I'm not against it. I think it'll be great. I'm just curious as to like, if they ever do alchemy in the future, how would that, like, would that collide, or would that be like something that wouldn't work with the buffs with all that? So like, I kind of want alchemy to be a thing, but I'm just curious on to how they're going to be per like, to add that in to make it like, oh yeah, we this is going to be different from animal husbandry, or like the moon fair that you were talking about, or that.
I think alchemy would definitely be more on the lines of like the way cooking goes. You bring in ingredients, you do different like little mini
Right,
games to make
right,
the concoction and the potion. So I
right.
definitely, if I would put alchemy into Palia, it would run similar to cooking. And that's why I was originally thinking animal husbandry would run similar
Mm,
to gardening, and that's why gardening was my to go to compare it. You probably
mm.
get to participate in once an hour. You get to take care of your animals. You get your bonuses, and then you're done.
I think they all. I think like with a lot of pets nowadays, I think you gotta be feeding them as well. I'm hoping with our pets. Yeah.
I would love to
Yeah.
feed my pet. I mean, though, speaking of the
Mm.
pets, I mean, because I know right now they only said two animals, but I'm pretty sure that little trufflet
Will
pig
be. Yeah.
will
Right.
become
Right.
a farm animal. Well, the only reason why I bring this up is because on the trufflet plush, because you know how we got we have the trufflet pig pet.
Balloon. For Magic Market. Yeah.
Yeah, we now have that plush from the Maji Market. The actual information on that plush says woolly, but not a bully. This little pig will have you counting pigs instead of sheep. So means that it is a woolly pig. So it makes me wonder, will we be
Yeah.
able to collect wool and like will we get trufflets as a farm animal? And can we collect
Oh,
wool from it to then put into our like the whatever you call it, the loom.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
fabric
fabric
loom.
loom. And we can then make wool
Yeah, yeah,
fabric as well.
yeah.
Because I mean, I know
Oh,
in Stardew Valley, you can have pigs,
yeah.
and and the pigs will
Yes.
basically find mushrooms for you like once a day. Like that's their thing is they give you mushrooms. So I think
Okay,
because
okay.
pigs have a good nose and they're
So
good at.
we might find
Well,
truffles?
maybe,
Maybe
but I
question
mean,
mark?
we have so many mushrooms in the game that I wouldn't mind it if like these pig farm animals would give us like a day a
A
daily like
truffle.
maybe like a truffle or maybe like a magic mushroom or
Yeah.
any of the mushrooms in the game. You just
Mm-hmm.
get a random assortment of mushrooms from the pigs. I think that
Oh,
would
that'd be
be cool.
nice.
Or since these are
That'd be
woolly
cool.
pigs, we might be able just to get wool from them. I mean,
I'm hoping it's not the same how we're getting like the eggs or like the from ancient gold or a seed or like from the Kitsu statue we get like one
mhm.
bag of that. Like I'm hoping it's not like that. I'm hoping there's a bit different with how they're doing
Right.
that.
Like, I definitely would
Just
like there
yeah.
to be, like, for instance, if you're collecting milk from the Ormu, I definitely think it'd be cool if they had, like, kind of like a milking mini game, maybe. Kind of like how, you're like rolling the wheat out or you're like mixing or chopping things for cooking. Like there's like some sort of like mini
Right,
game
right.
where you gotta press the buttons to like milk the Ormu or something. I
Milk,
think
yeah.
that would be cool and a lot more
I
it
was
would
really
be
thinking about that.
definitely
I'm like,
more interactive
hmm.
than just going in, clicking on the cow, and then being like, oh, I got my milk.
Mm.
I definitely think it'd be a bit more
Yeah, yeah, of
involved,
course,
a
of
bit
course.
more fun.
I feel like we have to give a haircut for the Ormus. I think they have a bit of hair. I don't know. Is it just me? I feel like it's not just me for that.
Well,
No,
that's
yeah,
why
no.
I was like really much on the oh yeah, I want to be able to customize my Ormus. That's why I was like,
Right.
I know they got that little tuft of hair on top, and who knows, maybe
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
different varieties of Ormus will look different. And
Right.
that's something like I don't think I would be
Mm-hmm.
too upset if they sold different Ormus skins in the premium
Ormus.
shop.
Right.
Like you could get a different
Right.
color of it or something, or maybe a different style, then everybody
Mm-hmm.
can get like a basic one. But as I said, I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
really put anything behind a paywall. So, but at the same
Of
time, it's
course. Which
literally
is
just customization. So at the same time, I'm like,
right.
I don't really mind it too much because it's just customization. I can have me a basic Ormu. I'm not worried about it. But similar to where the Peckies will have
Right.
different colors, I would like the Ormu to have different colors. And we've seen the Trufflet
Of course.
uh, pet in 3 different colors. So I think if they introduce that into the game, then that would also be a one that we could get different colors of.
No, 100%.
So
100%. And and especially maybe one day they would actually introduce like kind of like horses in a way, maybe something along the lines of that. I'm not sure what they will call it, but if you remember, I'm not sure if you played Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, or I believe it was Wind Waker, where you there was an area where you can actually get on a horse and you can actually do like a horse race with other um with the NPCs, but not with other people. But if you can do that with other people, that'd be great for like
mm-hmm.
a mini game. Or like stable jumping, where they jump over like like the boards or wherever they're
Right.
gonna make it, for like points and all that. I think it'll be fun. Like it is like a simulation of an actual having a farm and be able to like do all that. I think it'll be really nice if they would were to implement it into the game.
Right. No, Well, I feel
Yeah.
like as far as like horses go, I feel like that's definitely going into
Yeah.
the world of mounts. And as
Kind
much as
of.
I
Yeah.
do want mounts in Palia, I know that, for instance,
Hmm.
Elderwoods, you're not going to be running around the Elderwoods on a mount. You know, that area is not designed for a mount. And I feel like if we get that, if we get a horse or
Right.
something, it would, if for a mount or something, it would definitely be like if we have a zone designed for mounts. But at the moment, I
Right.
don't
Right.
feel like we have zones that are quite designed for them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think people would be disappointed. Like, oh, I have this little area where we can do the mini games, but then like, but we don't. We can't bring it outside for riding. Like, why
Right.
not? Dumb scenario.
But,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand that. I
but
understand that.
yeah, but if we definitely, and I also wouldn't mind maybe like, I know we're, for instance, we're getting Peckies, but I wouldn't mind, for instance, like
Mm-hmm.
Peckies give eggs, but I wouldn't mind having like some sort of like maybe like duck animal also. Like you're not just stuck with Peckies. You can get like Peckies or you can have like a
Mm,
duck and they both give the same thing. Like they
right.
both give eggs, but it depends on which kind you want, Do you want a duck or do you want a chicken,
I mean,
Or maybe both.
I mean, you. I mean, you could use both. Like having a duck egg and a chicken egg is
Well,
two
in
different
real
things,
life, yes,
and it
but in a
does.
video game, it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to be. They can both be eggs.
Right. I mean, you could make it
I
different. I
mean, it
don't
would
see
be
why
kind of
not.
like having like cows and goats, where you can have like,
Right. Right. Yeah, you could.
like
You
they have
could.
Ormus and then they have a goat, and you can get milk from both of them. It just
Yeah.
depends on which one you want,
Right.
which flavor text you like.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Right. Right. Nah. Nah. I hear. I hear
and
you
I
on
do
that.
know like in Stardew Valley, they also have rabbits, which they can get, rabbit's foots to
Right.
sell, and they also give wool. Because I know in real life there is a rabbit called
Mm-hmm.
an Angora rabbit, and people actually
Mm-hmm.
grow them to get their undercoat fur and turn it into like yarn and such, and you can actually make fabric out of it.
Oh man, a
But
knitting game.
I
Hmm.
wouldn't mind, maybe having like some sort of like
Hmm.
the wall punnies. They're a cute, yeah, they're a
The wolf
cute
hunting.
little
Yeah.
pet, and I would love to be able to maybe collect
Yeah.
daily wool from them as well, kind of like a smaller version of the sheep or whatnot.
I feel like if you're gonna do that with the wolf bunny, it's also you got to do that with every animal, which I'm not sure if they're gonna make a special tease where like, oh, if you have this animal, you'll get this, but if you have this
Well,
animal,
no,
you'll
it
get
wouldn't be a pet. I'm
this.
not
It's just
talking
like,
about the pets. I'm talking
oh, okay,
about
okay, okay,
actual
okay.
farm animals on your plot. Because at the moment, we can't
Right, right,
have pets on our
okay,
plot. Would I love
right,
to be
right.
able to put down like a pet house and be able to put one of my pets on my plot? Absolutely. I'd totally get me one of those plume hound
100%,
pups
yeah.
and let him be like the barn dog, like the barnyard dog. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be
100%.
chasing them, and if you need them to be
Have
behind the
my
gate,
new
right?
chunky
Yeah.
Toro cat. By the way, I love that Toro cat. I love my chunky cat. And he's
Conk.
such a heckin' chonker. And if I could have
Yeah,
him
yeah,
being
yeah.
my barn cat, 100% down.
Ooh, ooh.
You
I would
know,
love that. And it's a lot of exciting ideas, especially with yeah, yeah. But then I'm like where do we get our animal produce? Probably bad
nah.
produce, maybe. Uh,
Obviously, the guild store would be Nao.
mm,
Nao is the one who takes care of all the farm animals.
nah, okay,
He's
right,
he's gonna
right,
be
right, right.
our animal husbandry trainer, no doubts about it.
Yeah, no, no, I
I
have no
mean,
doubts
I'm like,
about that.
man,
Yeah,
they're gonna give everybody in that family a job at this rate.
yeah. I mean, they do need to pay their rent, and they are a bit
Exactly. So
behind
you
on their
know
rent,
what? Let
unfortunately.
Nao pick up a new job and train everybody on animal husbandry, and let him sell some animal supplies to us so we can help the Day of Family Farm survive.
Yeah, yeah, especially with he like I think I literally forgot what his armor was at the beginning, and then it's like Triggerfoot. I'm like, who? Oh, and someone's really telling me about that. I'm like, oh shoot, literally forgot at the very beginning. He did name his arm with Sugarfoot. I'm like, oh no.
Right.
And and like I do love I just want to see them succeed as well. They've been a very lovely family. Once you're into Palia and just getting to know them, but afterwards you're not really talking to them anymore after you max them out and relationship and all that and friendship,
Exactly.
which
I
is
know,
unfortunate.
but I
But
mean, I'll
it is
still
what it is.
occasionally go
Yeah,
through and just talk to them for fun if I actually see them. But yeah, once you level up your
yeah.
friendship, you're just like, yeah, I'm done talking to you, and at least it gives us more chances to go see our farm boy.
Mm-mm. And especially with new updates, they are adding in new text so you can see what they're talking about now compared to how you knew like talked to them back then. It's just things to keep in mind when always with the new updates. They are adding in new stuff every time. We just don't know where. It could be text. It could be where their cycle is for walking, or it could be just a little things that it might be changing around here and
Right.
there. So always keep an
And
eye
then
out for
and then
that.
like the
Yeah.
big thing is like what's gonna change on our home plots? Like are we gonna get a barn? Are we gonna get a pecky coop? Are we gonna have to make room for that on our plot, or are the plots gonna be a little bigger, or is there gonna be like a designated farm area on the plot? Is it like gardening where it's got like a little section and you choose which, plot you want to put your garden and farm on, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would love the idea if they can give us an extra like one or two slots, because just destroying one of our plots to make room for our husbandry is going to be a huge pain in the butt, in my
I
opinion.
mean, okay, look, okay, I don't know how people have 10 plots fully decorated, okay? I got a plot dedicated for cooking parties. I got a
Right.
plot dedicated for my flow chop parties.
Yeah.
And then I've got a plot for storage and I got my main decorating plot. Other than that, I've got a couple of things here and there. I legitimately have a plot I have no use for, so I'm literally just piling all of my fish plushies on that plot. Literally, that plot's nothing but fish plushies. 'Cause I got nothing to do on it.
Right.
I
Right.
don't know. Like, unless like you're super serious into decorating, and if you are, there's a good chance you'll probably want to decorate a whole like barnyard plot anyways.
Right. Right.
So,
I
I don't see
mean,
like having plot. I'm trying to find reasons to use plots. I feel like I've got too many. I feel like 10's too many for me.
that's
You know.
I'm struggling because okay, let me break you down how my plots are. Three of my plots are literally my first plot was a hotel themed, but now I'm destroying it because I haven't updated that plot in like since the very beginning. So
Mm-hmm.
it always hurts destroying your first plot, but it is what it is because you haven't really added anything into it. Second is and I'll be destroying that to make a game plot of that, so which will be nice. And this time I'll actually be using it rather than like just having it there. So I think that'll be nice. Second is basically my home plot. So if you want to make your home your dream home, that'll be your second. Third would be your basically your plot that you're just dropping a bunch of stuff, which is like your farm, your bunch of fishes, or like it could be like for bugs as well. Just all that. Or you put that like if you go like a lot of like cake parties back in the day, or like if you do like a lot of fishing, cooking fish, fish
Mm-hmm.
cooking, foods, it's all in there. You just drop it on the ground, and if you need money for it, you can just pick it up and sell it. But of course, with the cap nine, like with the cap being one off a million, it's basically your storage plot. I would say. Fourth one would be I would say like one like fourth and fifth would be like your like crazy wherever you want to do. I put like a gold castle. I put like basically a mansion on one of those, which is basically people said it's a maze, but it's a house, right? It's a different house that you don't really see. But I promise you, it is a really big house, and you may get lost in there. another one would have to be cooking, and then I have these. I would say like maybe plots you could actually show off. Really, like you could actually have like bought a new landscape and then having a bit of stuff in there. Um, Another one's like kind of like a battlefield plot in my opinion. So basically, for this plot for me, it would be just like be able to have fun with your friends, like probably like and they could do like a mini game where we actually could like earn points or like basically like shoot arrows or like throw snowballs at each other. This would be the plot for it. Don't know if they're ever gonna do that, but it is a plot to be made. That's still in the works right now,
Mm-hmm.
and just a bunch of other like it's you can come up with a lot of things. I would say it's not like people like when you play the game for so long, you just have like ideas always running through your head of what you can or
Right.
cannot do. So,
Right. Well, I mean, I know myself, I've got a couple of older plots that I've
mm,
designed, but
mm,
I've got no problem tearing them down if I wanted to build a farm. But to be honest, like
mm,
if I got me like a little barn and a little pecky coop, I'd
mm,
probably put it on my main plot that I have my garden on and my main house on, you
mm,
know.
mm,
I mean, I feel like I see people literally like just like I see most everybody on their main plot that they design where they get a big old house. You know,
mm, mm.
most of that house is like for starred bugs and starred fish, and I feel like people are just filling up their main plot just to fill up their main plot and just put
Why
stuff
not?
around. So I feel like most people could easily fit like a barn or a pecky onto their plot.
Sure.
But that's just my opinion, you
Right.
know. As I said, I think I definitely have room for it, and I would love the ability to have different barn designs though. Like, don't just
I
give me
would love
one
that.
big red. Don't give me just one big red barn. I mean, do I
Mm,
want a big red barn? Yes, because I'm cliche like that. But other people might want other barns. Allow us to customize and customize the roof colors. I feel
right.
like we
Of
can
course.
customize the house roof color and that's it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let me customize more roof colors.
Of course.
So, I definitely want to be able to make sure that, you know, I get to decorate the outside of my barn to look nice and, you know, oh my God. And then put us in, like, because I don't think the fencing in the game, I don't think we have a good, proper, like, farm styled fence, do we?
I
Because I think
mean,
I mean, I built mine out of like the builder's walls or
right.
the sticks. I forgot the
Yeah,
pillars,
yeah.
the builder
The
pillars.
the pillars. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
I've
mean,
been, you know, I'll put one up and then I'll turn it sideways on a shelf and then I'll put like two more going across to give that classic farm fence. But that's one thing. If they're gonna give us farm animals, I want like a classic farm fencing,
mm,
and that way, and I want my animals to be able to walk around on my plot. Like I want to be
yeah.
able to fence them in and have them a little area that if I, oh, because like in Stardew Valley, and I hate to keep pulling that up as a reference,
It's
but
all
you
good. It's
know,
all good. Yeah.
it's a reference about farming.
Of
You
course, of
know,
course.
you open the door and they come out of their barn or the chicken coops, and then they kind of run around, and you typically fence in a little area so they don't go all over your farm. And you know, you put a nice little fenced area, and they can kind of just come out and go back in whenever they please. You know,
But would that be a
I
bad idea to leave them out? Is my
I
question.
mean, I mean, in a world like Stardew Valley,
uh,
yes. In a world like Palia, I would say not, because it's not like your plants die if you don't water them. You
right, right,
know,
right, right.
it's definitely one. Palia is a game where you can kind of like just pick up and put down as you go. And I'm not gonna go to
Mm.
my plot in the morning to open the barn and then come back at like 6 p.m. before I do my night stuff to close the barn. But I would like the idea of seeing them outside of the barn, you know, because that's another big thing is like, if we're going to have these animals, how are they going to appear on the plot? You know, how are we going to take, you know, how are they going to look, you know? So I
mm.
definitely would like the idea of seeing them being able to step outside of a barn. I just don't want to walk into a barn and then just see a bunch of ormus lined up along the sides, you know?
I mean,
I don't think
fair, yeah.
I mean, I'm not here to do a commercial farming, you know. I want to love my animals and be
Right,
able to take care of them properly.
but
So that's definitely a big thing for me.
you kind of want the whole farming, like the whole husbandry experience, right? Like I've been to what do you call it? Like there was an amusement park. They'll have this like little petting zoo type of thing where they all the animals are all caged up. You just walk over them to see them and all that. But I think you want more than that in the game,
Exactly.
right? You don't want them seeing behind like a fence or behind like a cage just to go see them. No, you actually want to take them out, actually go and do stuff like feed them or like have to go milk them or like that. Like you want the real life experience. But of course, it
Exactly.
won't be the same in a game, but it's close to those who aren't able to do all that, right? So it'll be nice, right? If they actually studied up on like all that, that'd be amazing. But I'm pretty sure if they haven't, they'll be getting a lot of feedback from those who have done it, and they can be implemented into the game, which will make it a much better experience for
Right.
that
Well,
as well.
and
Yeah.
that's why I brought up the Stardew Valley example is because I feel
Mm.
like they did it right with you being able to let your animals out of the pen if you wanted, or you
Mm.
put them in the pen if you wanted. And,
Mm.
you know, I know they pretty naturally will go back into their pen at night anyways. So, you know, I definitely think it'd be
Oh.
something cool like that and allow you to be able to like treat your animals like, you know, their family, you know? Because
Right.
I think a lot of people, I mean, Lord knows I've gotten attached to so many, you know, video game characters in my life. I will get attached to these farm animals that I spend every day playing with.
Right.
So I want to make sure they're living their best, you know, video game life, you
Of
know?
course, right? You don't want to be like stuck in a corner and just be like, "Well, I have it, but it's all the way in this little corner
You
here."
know, let me go run
Right.
over here, go into the barn, get my
Yeah,
milk, and then leave.
yeah,
You know, some people are going to
yeah.
do that. And if that's what they want to do, let them do it, you know.
Right,
But if you
right.
want to be able to take care of the animals and love on them and treat them like family, I also think that ability should be in there too. You know, as I said, I
Right.
want to be able to decorate a nice little barnyard, you
Of course,
know.
of course.
Oh, and I want a pile of hay as a
Hay
decoration.
as well, yeah. And
I
we
want.
probably get like boots as well, to be able to walk. Hopefully not walk on manure. Cough cough.
Well, I don't really, I don't, maybe not too much. I see that,
Yeah,
but I definitely see like, now I don't know if we're going to get a new tool added to it, but I wouldn't mind like a
yeah.
milking can to be as a tool for milking the ormus,
So
you
bucket.
know, yeah, exactly. Like a little milking bucket, like a milking pail, you know? And you'll be able to
Oh.
go, you'll have to pull out your milking pail to go milk the ormus, you know? Peckies, you'll just go in, you'll collect the eggs. I don't know if we're going to get some kind of like egg incubator
Mm-mm.
or something so that we can hatch the eggs so that we can, because they said we're going to be able to breed different colors. So I assume we're going to somehow be able to hatch eggs into more peckies, you know?
Right.
So
I'm just really curious on what they're going to be doing because for the husbandry, are we going to be needing something that we don't already have? Is the question. So
right.
maybe shears, maybe something, maybe all that.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
if we get to the point that we have, you know, I wouldn't mind it being like a barn tool, and depending on which
right,
animal you're at, depends on which tool it is, but it's still an animal husbandry, you know, tool, and
right.
it kind of like changes depending on the animal. But yeah, if we get something like the trufflets or the sheep that we would have to shear, then
Hmm.
absolutely, you know, something like that.
And I'm just
But
curious if they could implement this into like temples, because like with the temples they had the pickaxe, which is breaking through the walls, and like, is there like something that would actually like, oh yeah,
I
we
mean,
needed to do this to
if we
them.
ended up getting the trufflets and we ended up
Mm.
getting like the shears as a tool,
Mm.
then I could definitely see us using the those to like cut vines or something.
Oh,
Maybe.
I can see that. Sure.
You
Yeah.
know, because I mean, it's hard to swing an axe and cut vines to be able to walk through sometimes, you know?
I
That might
mean,
be a bit
fair.
too
Yeah.
bulky.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I believe that's kind of the way it is right now. I think that's been a thing in like one of the temples, like maybe the Temple of Roots. I don't remember.
Hmm.
But but yeah, so I
I mean,
definitely
I
feel
do. I
like
can see that with Elderwood. I really could. I really could.
you know,
Like,
like cuz I know there was oh yeah, I think in the Elderwood in the cave with the boy,
right.
I think there was vines we had to cut down.
Oh yeah,
Maybe?
but it was we had to water or get the what do you call it? The little magical enchantment, and then be able to chop it like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
something like that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, either rate, they might be able to use the barn animal tools within the world as well through like the temples and such.
Right.
But I definitely, as I said, I could see them putting in a new tool for animal husbandry. Um
We're just literally just thinking about a lot of things and hoping
Oh,
they would do it.
and
But
as far as like the shop goes, I would want
mm,
me a proper farm animal outfit. Like you, I know you spoke of the boots. I would
yeah,
love me like give me like some big old boots and like
a cowboy
give me
hat.
like yeah, give me like a good old like
Uh,
you know
you want
straw
those?
hat and
What
then the
those?
suspenders. I have to have the
The
suspenders.
overalls.
Or overall, oh my god, overalls, yes. Like, get me. I want a proper farming outfit. Like, cause I mean, I obviously that's just a paid thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I have an outfit for every skill. You know, I mean,
right.
paleo made outfits for every skill. But when I'm cooking, I'm in my cooking outfit. When I'm fishing, I'm in my fishing outfit.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, when I want to take care of my animals, I want to look like a farmer. Give me my overalls, let me
yeah.
like have my straw hat,
Yeah,
give me my work boots on and put
yeah.
me on some like fun like work gloves.
Oh,
Yes,
that'd be nice.
I will buy an outfit for that.
I would love to see it if they would do implement it into the game. I'll be contemplating, but I will if it's nice enough, I will purchase. But if it's like, I think they could release a better one. Then I'll try not to be too. Oh, I'll buy it immediately type of thing. But we'll see. We'll
Right.
see. We'll see.
Well, no, 100%. Like, you know, I love the cooking outfit though. That was actually
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
first event outfits I ever bought was the cooking one.
It's
And
that's the one with the donut on the head, right?
yes, it's the one with
Okay.
the donut on the
Okay.
head.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got the pink one because it was icing and like a waffle cone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, at the time, I was a cake decorator in my real life job.
Oh,
So
really? I didn't know that.
it was
Okay.
like, oh, that's very fitting for what I do in real life. I need this outfit. And so I
Yeah.
had to get it at the time. And now, whenever I do a cooking party, I am
You bring it
always in
out.
that outfit, you
Okay. Okay.
know?
Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough.
The pink color is my favorite one of that, just because I love the waffle cone effect and the little bread basket bag in the back. But yeah, so I definitely would. I feel like if they were to launch animal husbandry, they would probably launch a skin like that with it, like an outfit to buy with it. I feel like that would be bad marketing if they didn't.
Right. Right.
You
And
know,
I would love it. I think if there's any outfits are they missing? I don't
I mean,
necessarily think so.
as far as I know, I definitely have me my bug catching outfit that lights up when you catch bugs. They
Right.
got the
Right.
fishing outfit, with the big old brim hat.
Mm.
I got me my cooking outfit that we talked
Right.
about.
Right.
I have like I don't know if it's technically a mining outfit, but I have me like an outfit that I do for mining, and
Mm.
it's got me some like work overalls and whatever. But I wouldn't mind one with like an actual like mining hat or like a cave exploring hat. You know, like the big like plastic hat with the or the metal hats with like the light on the front.
Mm.
I would definitely like an outfit like that for mining for sure.
Right.
But
I
I
would
mean,
love a mining hat. Yeah.
I've got outfits I use for every skill myself. I know
Right.
they do have like a wood chopping outfit, or it
Right.
look, you're in flannel and overall, so I feel like it's a lumberjack. It's a lumberjack to me. And so as long
Right.
as you look like a lumberjack, I'm cool with it for tree chopping. But
Of course. Of
I
course.
typically use my mushroom outfit for foraging and tree chopping. So
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Especially, wait, is the foraging one? Is it with the frog on said? I have
that's
that
not the
one.
one I
Okay.
use. I
Okay.
use the one that's like a big mushroom brim hat.
I think mine's the
It's
same with the frog on said. Wait,
Oh,
I
I
could
was
be
about to
wrong.
say the frog one's a different one. I know there's one that
Is
is
there
a
one? Mhm.
frog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll send you a picture of the hat later so you know which one I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
I'll send you a photo
But
of
I
that as
know it's
well.
the one that has like a big flowy like top and it has like
Hmm.
a little leaf on the front. It's like a keychain that hangs on your waist and it's like a little leaf and I see it like flop everywhere because it always glitches out when I run.
Mm.
But I pair that with the cat leggings. So I have my little cat tail underneath and my little toe beans showing because the
Right.
colors match really good in the pink set.
Right.
But I know it's like the mushroom. It's like a big mushroom hat, and mine is pink and it's got like little hearts around the edge because it's the pink version. But I think they got a red one where it's like white circles on it, like polka dots on top. But anyway,
Right. 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 Right.
but yeah, that's what I use for foraging. But yeah, I'm pretty
Gotcha.
sure
Gotcha.
they have an outfit for every skill. And that was like their big intent for like earlier this year was they were like filling in all of these outfits so that every skill had their own outfit.
No,
So
one
as I
percent.
said,
1%.
if we don't get an outfit when if we don't get a farmer's outfit when the animal husbandry comes out, I feel like that's definitely a
Um,
downside
um,
on their point.
I mean, a huge, very missed huge opportunity for that. Yeah.
And not gonna lie, I legitimately thought we were gonna be getting animal husbandry in this last patch.
Right.
Because when they had released the information that we were doing the new bug catch when we were doing Insectapalooza 2, they said this patch is taking time to hatch. And
But
made me and so I was convinced we were going to be getting animal husbandry in the last patch. And
mm,
then and part of my, um hat tinfoil hat theory is that patch was delayed by like 2 weeks before we actually got it because we were like 2 weeks going, are we getting a patch, are we getting a patch, and then they released Insect Blues and they're like, oh, patch next week, so it was
mm,
like 2 weeks later than we were expecting the patch. And then on launch day the patch was having so many issues and it was like 3 hours late on coming up and they were talking about, oh, we have a lot of the behind the scenes going. Makes me
mm,
feel like they were originally planning on releasing it in the last patch, but they were having issues with it, so they kind of like scrapped it out and just released everything else with it. But
mm.
as I said, that's just my tinfoil hat theory. I know nothing. It's just
I know
literally based.
nothing.
It was literally based on the clue where they said this patch is taking time to hatch. And
Right.
when I
Right.
heard hatch, I thought eggs, I thought peckies, I was like,
Yeah.
animal
Yeah.
husbandry's coming. And then it wasn't, and I was very sad.
Oh, they're still working on it. We'll see
But we
how
but we
how they're
will
gonna
be
do.
getting it
Yeah.
this year. I want to say we're because we're going into September. So we've got
Hmm.
September, October, November. We got 4 patches left. One of those patches we're pretty sure is going to be the new housing update because they're going to be
Right.
redoing a lot of the housing stuff.
Right. Right.
And then
And
we're getting one of them is going to be animal husbandry. So we know
I'm,
we know it's going to be within the next 4 months we're getting it.
I'm hoping it's not in December because it's gonna be a snowy release on that one. Like you don't want to be
Well,
having farm animals during the
if
snowing season.
anything, I feel like if anything, I feel like it's gonna either be next patch or October's patch. We're gonna get animal husbandry. And then I feel
Mm,
because one of those because they did say we're getting new seasonal events as well.
of
And
course.
since next month technically starts fall, and they said they were going to start with the fall for the seasonal events,
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's either September or October we're going to get the fall seasonal event, and the other one we're going to get animal husbandry. And
Right.
then probably November or December we'll get the new housing update. as long
Oh,
as everything works well and they stay on their kind of roadmap of things they want to get done this year. That's kind of the way I see the patches going,
wait, is
but
it for this year or is it going to be like for
I
next
mean,
year
it
as
could
well?
be for next year too, but I
Okay,
hope we get the
okay.
housing update this year. I'm
I know,
ready
I
for
know, I
that
know, I know, I
housing
know.
update.
No,
They
I'm
showed all kinds of new housing designs and I need them in my life.
no, I'm just wondering, are they doing a roadmap every single year, or is it just like
Oh,
it,
what you're
it's
talking about a zone?
no, like no,
Like,
the roadmap, like so, like they did a roadmap video for this year. I was
oh,
wondering if they're going to be doing that every single year, on like
I
what to like what to
in all
expect with all
honesty,
that.
I hope so. I
Yeah,
really do. I like the fact that they released the roadmap because it was like for instance last year. It was like
right,
all we knew is they were working on the Elder Woods, but that is
right,
literally all we knew. And all
yeah,
we
yeah,
knew was the term Elder Woods,
right,
you know?
right.
And it was like, I know at the time, so many of my people that was hanging out on my stream, they're like, I'm giving this game so much money and they're not giving us anything. You know,
Amazing, right?
they were like, no communication, no nothing. So I love the fact that we got a roadmap. I love the fact
Yeah,
that they were like communicating with us.
right.
And that's all I want is more communication. So I would
Sure.
love the idea for a roadmap every year. Be like, hey, this is what we're projected to be working on for the next year. Stay
Mm-hmm.
tuned. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. So,
And especially, I'm hoping they would be answering like clearly on what their intentions like are going to be for the next update, rather than like not like if they're like actually working on something, they would actually be more clear about it. But unfortunately, we don't know when the husbandry is going to be released. And I wasn't really too upset with this update because it did keep me on my toes with the new flower they introduced. But after a while, you start to get really tired of it after a certain while because
well,
you
that's
are just
because everybody go in there and then they're hopping to 5 different
right,
servers and they're
right.
doing like five
You
events in one
you can get
hour,
really
you
burnt
know?
out. You can get really burnt out from that,
So
and
I feel like
yeah,
that burns you out on it a lot quicker. While
yeah.
me, since I'm having like legitimately this patch, I'm having issues with my friends list. I don't know if you're having friends list bugs like I am,
I always
but
have friends as bug. That hasn't been changed.
no.
Uh,
Like it's worse right now. Like if somebody sends me a party invite,
right.
I can't transfer servers.
Oh,
I can't add anybody. I can't do my literally like if somebody sends me a friend request, my friends list
oh.
menu literally freezes up and I can't do nothing. I can't even accept the party request half the
Oh yeah,
time.
I had
And
that.
the
I had
same's
that.
going with
Yeah.
friend requests right now too. And I know I
Right.
have to deal with the fact that my friends list stays full.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about that,
So
but
there's one way that trick that works for me is like you have to go to premium shop every time. It sucks to do, but it does fix the issue
I was gonna say
temporarily.
that doesn't I don't think that's actually fixing the issue I'm having right
Oh
now.
really?
Like
Okay.
I'll actually record it and show you sometime next time it happens, but it's
Sure.
a headache.
Oh no.
But it is what it is. I know bugs
Yeah.
happen in patches. It just sucks because I do big party events and it's hard to bring in all of these people. Thankfully, I have an alt account, so I just kind of load up the alt account on the other Switch and I'm like,
Yeah,
befriend this
fair.
person right now, and then hop over to that server and then come over to my
Come
plot and
on.
it works, you know?
Yeah, no,
Have to do
that's what I always tell people because my friends list is so what full.
like
I
I'm getting
hate.
ready to get to the point where I'm going to clear off my friends list at the beginning of every month and have everybody re-add me once a month.
I hate doing that. To
Like,
be honest
okay,
with you.
legitimately they
Yeah.
have like I know there are people who follow you and I know
Right.
you can follow people.
Yeah.
I think if they really like would fix that following thing and allow you to like visit people's plots that you follow when they're home, I think that would be a great workaround
Oh,
to just befriending somebody, just following them.
I mean, it really depends because like
But
as a streamer, you don't really want that because everyone's gonna be on your plot when you're even when you don't expect it
I
every
mean,
single
people
time.
randomly show up on my plot anyways. I have
Yeah,
my
yeah,
plot
I know,
open.
but like you'll
So
get even
I
more
literally
people.
people
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
even know show up on my plot. So
I mean, you'll still get a lot more people. I'm just like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel like the whole entire server just like monitoring what I'm doing. Like what?
But
Yeah.
anyway, so is there anything else you could think of for animal husbandry that you're hoping and looking for?
Um, I'm hoping at least we can get like starred like flour, eggs, milk type of thing. I'm hoping, but I don't know if they'll ever do that. But we'll see. Maybe some. I would say like some mini games for that, like we said before. That's what I'm really hoping about that. But mainly not so much. Other than that, I'm not sure what they're gonna be adding in to make it different from other games because that's always the hardest part. But hopefully they'll be able to make it where it's not gonna be too complicated and also very inclusive with other people in the community as well. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
But anyway, so I guess it's time for
Dory's
Shadori's
question of the week.
So what's your question of the week for all the viewers?
I would love to hear what everyone's thoughts on what the tool may be if they do add in husbandry for this. I did say shears, but it could be completely different. There's something about like farming I don't really know, and that's literally the first thing that popped in my head. But if you have any idea, I would love to hear what you guys would do, would think of when it comes to animal husbandry altogether. So, what type of tool they might introduce, like for either for like dungeons or like puzzles, they might introduce in the future.
Right, as I said, I think we're going to be getting a
Yeah.
milking pail if they give us the new tool for animal husbandry. So, but yeah, let us know down in the
Yeah,
comments what you think new tool is going to be added for the animal husbandry skill, or will it change depending on what animal you're taking care of? Will it kind of be
right,
like
exactly,
a multiple tool? But
right.
thank you guys for hanging out with us in
Thank,
today's
thank
podcast.
you guys so much. Appreciate
Make
it.
sure to check us out on, for me on Twitch and YouTube at KFierceSan.
And also Shinori Yoru. You can find us on Twitch, Blue Sky, and also on Facebook, on YouTube or Facebook. Wait, I'm not sure if you use Facebook or not. Wait.
Nah. But thank you guys for hanging out with us today, and until the next time, we will see you guys later.
Bye.